Hello, I'm Father Shay Cullen. I'm originally from Ireland, but I'm now based in the Philippines, and I established the Preda Foundation in Olongapo City in 1974. And until today, we are working to deal with a very big problem in the Philippines and everywhere, which is human trafficking of children into the sex industry. And we're also dealing with children who are victims of sexual abuse in their own home. We have homes for these children near Olongapo in Subic, and we are giving them a therapeutic healing process and legal assistance whereby they can overcome their trauma, they can be cured and healed, and they can win court cases. We have won 20 court cases last year alone, and the rapists and the child abusers and traffickers, they were all convicted to life imprisonment. In 2018, we convicted 18 child sex abusers. And this year, we are already winning court cases despite the lockdown of the whole government because of the coronavirus. The coronavirus has hit the Philippines very badly, and especially in Metro Manila and Cebu and Davao cities. It is still spreading, and recently 2,000 new infections were recorded. The lockdown was severe for almost 2 months. Everything stopped, the economy was seriously affected. Many people had no work. But at Preda, we continued in our work. Preda Foundation is continuing to accept victims of child sexual abuse. And the effect of the coronavirus and the lockdown has been more reports of sexual abuse of children, and victims of trafficking are now trafficked into houses of abuse. And so we are trying to rescue these children and give them a new life and a new home in the Preda Foundation. The restrictions against the work has been quite severe. However, we were able to get travel passes for our staff, and so the lockdown was not so very serious on our work. However, many of our staff had to be temporarily laid off, but at Preda we were blessed because we are still able to pay them, and so they did not suffer unemployment. But not all of them were able to report because of the travel restrictions. In the country as a whole, human rights is still a very big problem. The passing of a new anti-terrorist bill really restricts media and rallies, and anyone who is opposed to government will be severely restricted because of this. So it's really a big problem. Many Filipinos and media personnel are meeting today. Well, there has been a lot of restrictions on human rights workers, especially during the coronavirus. The president ordered the military to enforce the restrictions, and they have been quite severe and quite strict in arresting people for breaking the curfew or going out during the lockdown. So there have been a lot of criticism from that aspect against the military imposing the law in a strict way. At Preda, we are still able to continue all our work. And as I said, some of our staff are restricted, but others are reporting regularly for work. They don't use public transport. There is no public transport available. So we have to pick them up and bring them home. So that is some of the difficulties we're facing. As regards the international community, our partners are still with us, and they are continuing with their funding, and we are still very strong in continuing to support as many as 59 girls in the home for abused and trafficked children. And in the boys' home, there's almost 40 boys there who have been rescued and from the jails and the prisons. Preda ran a big campaign to release prisoners from the jails, especially the youth, and about 35,000 have been released as hopefully a result of, or partial result of our campaign, demanding and these release of the prisoners. So many young boys have been released from the jails, and some are being brought here to the Preda home. So we can say in all, we are still working together at Preda. The foundation is still strong, very active, and we're all working away. And under the dangers of the spread here in Zambales, which is not very, very big in this area, we are well controlled, but we are continuing to function. So everything is going forward with certain restrictions, but we are still serving all the children, serving the people, and doing all our work as best we can to help the poor.